From the listless repose of this place and the peculiar character of its inhabitants, the sequestered glen has long been known by the name of Sleepy Hollow. Hi guys, it's me and Deannie Jones, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to this wonderful, fantastic Halloween collaboration. So I decided to make the Headless Horseman from Sleepy Hollow. So here I've taken a Ken doll, or some doll, I don't know where he is from, and I'm actually heating up his crotch. Yes, because, well, yeah, I have to stretch out his legs so he can straddle the horse that I found him for him. I know, poor man. Got him heating up his crotch, literally. I know. Anyway, now I have this lovely little horse. I guess it's a Palomino horse, but to make it spooky, we got to paint it black. So here I am, just taking a 99-cent can of Walmart black spray paint and just spraying him black. Now I needed some help with some parts, and thank you so much, Mr. Kendall, or whatever your name is, for helping me with the horse's butt. But now I got to do your butt. So now I painted his pants black, and I just decided, you know what? Let's just do the whole thing. And that way I don't have to worry about dressing him. And there's where he ended up drying his pants and his crotch. Next, I had to create a vest for my, Headless Horseman. He's got to be dapper. He was a gentleman. And so I decided, first I thought it was going to be orange. I thought, oh, orange, Halloween, black, But later I decided that a more apropos color would be red. So in the end pictures, you'll see that his vest is a different color. It's not your eyes. It's not my color calibration. It's just, I'm fickle, and I changed my mind. So here I am just painting on the vest on his, on his, what are they called? Pectorals. Yes, on his pectorals. It's very muscular. And I also added, and you'll see in just a few moments, I added some gold trim and a little bit of gold design. So it looked like, there it is. See the gold trim? And now I'm trying to decapitate my Ken doll. Yes. And you'll see that I was able to do that, but I had to cut some rubber band out of there. Now I'm using a styrofoam pen or a styrofoam knife to cut out this small little pumpkin to make a mini jack-o'-lantern. And this is the easiest way to do it. If you guys don't have a styrofoam pen, there's a link down below in my Amazon link, so you can buy your own. And they're not that expensive, and they're incredibly handy, especially for crafting. So here I am just gutting out the pumpkin just like you would for a regular sized jack-o'-lantern. And soon I'm going to be drawing in his face. And I drew in his face, so now I'm going to cut that out as well with my little styrofoam cutter. Now, throughout this video, I am going to share some lines from the short story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It really is a very beautifully written story, and it's very short. It takes an hour to read the whole thing. Of course, I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but maybe closer to Halloween night, I might sit down and just have a story time. Would you like that? Would you like me to have little spooky story times on late evenings, Friday nights or something? Maybe past 9 o'clock, maybe at midnight readings. Who knows? Let me know what you think. So here I am finishing up my little spooky jack-o'-lantern. And now I'm going to paint it using, of course, Plaid. I like to craft forever. Plaid paints. So I believe this is a folk art paint, orange mixed with a little bit of brown, so it would have a more kind of natural color and have some gradients in it. And there it is, all dry. And now to make it spooky, and this is what I do to my big jack-o'-lanterns outside, is I paint the trim in black just to give it a more sinister look. And you can tell the difference between a regular jack-o'-lantern and a more sinister one. I also modeled it up also, so it'll be a little spooky looking. Now here is my Headless Horseman. I was able to cut off his head, poor thing, after helping me with the horse's butt. Sorry, that's how it is. And yeah, so I just covered the nub there, the head nub, the neck nub, in black. And now I am going to use a Dollar Tree zippered pillowcase as the cape, this beautiful flowing cloak that is worn by the the Headless Horseman. You always see it in all the pictures. So here all I'm going to do is use some, I'm just going to use glue. I'm not going to sew it. And I'm going to create the collar and the shoulders for this ginormous cloak. And it has to be ginormous. It has to be, you know, out of the ordinary, because come on, this is the Headless Horseman we're talking about. So very, very spooky. So here I am just gluing on his cape and making sure that I pleat and fold it in such a way that it just looks, you know, it has some movement to it. And that's why I picked this jacquard, I remember now, fabric, just so that it would have some movement. It has some designs in it. It's not just plain flat black. Again, you can use plain flat black. You can stencil the fabric if you like. And since it's such a stiff fabric, it's perfect for this, there you go, for this craft. And if you're interested in seeing the final reveal, well, you just have to keep watching so you see how I finalized this little Headless Horseman for my Sleepy Hollow tribute. This video is part of a Halloween fantastic DIY collaboration with all of these wonderful YouTube crafters. Check out our playlist below to catch some more wonderful, fantastic DIY ideas. A drowsy, dreamy influence seems to hang over the land and pervade the very atmosphere. Some say this place was bewitched. Certain it is, the place still continues under the sway of some witching power that holds a spell over the minds of the good people. They are given to all kinds of marvelous beliefs, subject to trances and visions, and frequently see strange sights, hear music and voices in the air. The whole neighborhood abounds with local tales, haunted spots, and twilight superstitions. The dominant spirit, however, that haunts this enchanted regions and seems to be commander-in-chief of all the powers of the air is the apparition of a figure on horseback without a head. I hope you're enjoying my recording of some excerpts from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow as I make Sleepy Hollow crafts. So here I'm going to make a Sleepy Hollow Bed and Breakfast sign, I think it's called. And I found this on the internet. I can't remember where, but it's very easy to find. And I decided instead of cutting the edges, I was going to go rustic and burn them. Not the safest thing to do. Wouldn't do this without a bottle of water right next to me out of screen, but I do have a big cup of water just in case it gets out of hand. But yeah, I like this. Instead of making it look like it's old, I'm just, you know, I'm aging it by burning it. Again, children, do not do this without an adult supervision. I had Luke on, you know, on call right across the hall from me just in case. So don't worry. But yeah, it makes a very cool effect. Now I'm going to use something called Dragon's Breath, and this is a product that was developed by Sandy McKenzie Lumber Mill. I'm going to include a link to her channel just below my description. And this is a wonderful way to burn your wood. So I thought since the paper was burnt, I thought it wouldn't make sense to put it on this beautiful clean tag, wooden tag. So I'm going to age it using this Dragon's Breath, which allows me to control the burn of my project by putting the Dragon's Breath exactly where I want there to be burning or, you know, singed wood. It's a wonderful way when you use this with stencils to decorate your wood by wood burning, an easy way. So ask her for more information. Next, I am going to Mod Podge this paper Bed and Breakfast sign onto this beautiful wooden sign, which was from Plaid. Plaid, yes, they sell wood products as well. They sell all types of arts and crafts products. So check out plaidonline.com so you can find out more. And here I am Mod Podging again, another Plaid product. Mod Podge is another Plaid product, believe it or not. Yes, it's one of their main products, I believe. And here I'm just going to simply Mod Podge my sign onto my wooden sign. I don't know if that makes sense. So here again, I'm using a Plaid product, which is a sprayer, and it's wonderful to get rid of all the little wrinkles. And I really am so grateful that they gave this to me. And at first I was going to make sure that all the edges were down, but after a while I thought it looked really cool with the edges a little bit lifted up, and it gave it more authenticity to the look. Now I'm making sure that I have those slats marked out in my paper, and now I'm going to add a little bit of embellishment, believe it or not, with raffia. You know, raffia and I, we're slowly becoming friends. We're still not completely friends, but slowly and surely we are becoming friends. So I thought it would be nice to add a touch of orange with this orange raffia. And there, my Dead and Breakfast sign is finished. It is said by some to be the ghost of a Hessian trooper whose head had been carried away by a cannonball in some nameless battle during the Revolutionary War, and who is ever and anon seen by the country folk hurrying along in the gloom of night as if on the wings of the wind. His haunts are not confined to the valley, but extend at times to the adjacent roads, and especially to the vicinity of a church at no great distance. Indeed, certain of the most authentic historians of those parts, who have been careful in collecting and collating the floating facts concerning this spectre, allege that the body of the trooper, having been buried in the churchyard, the ghost rides forth to the scene of battle in nightly quest of his head, and then, rushing speed with which he sometimes passes along the hollow like a midnight blast, is owing to hurry back to the churchyard before daybreak. For my next idea, I was inspired by all of these haunted, lighted up frames and paintings that I've seen in stores, and I think they're wonderful, but I don't know if I want to spend the money. So I decided to make a little version for myself, especially for this Sleepy Hollow painting that I found online. And I don't remember where I found it. Just look up Sleepy Hollow images and or Headless Horseman images, and there'll be plenty to choose from. This one was my favorite. So here I'm using a technique I actually learned from Teresa of Our Green Acres, where she just dips her finger in water and rips off the excess paper to give it a raggedy edge and make it aged. So thank you, Teresa. She's always a lovely inspiration. And here once again I am using Mod Podge to decoupage my painting or my printout onto my canvas that I got from the Dollar Tree. And once I have my Mod Podge ready, all I have to do is flip it over and again use my little roller and roll it down into place. I think I love it. This painting is so pretty. I wish I could print it out bigger. It would be so pretty. Can you imagine? But this is a nice little petite painting, as I like to call it. Now, what makes this really nice also, I'm not going to leave that white edge. I decided I was going to paint it. Now, I know it looks like a really bad paint job right now, but I do fix it up later, and I do add more colors from the painting to integrate it into the outside. So here, as I'm waiting for it to dry, because I'm too nervous to just let it go, I'm adding some lights that I received from Olafus Lighting. I'll have a link to them as well. They're from Amazon, and I just added these little lights, and I love their little fairy lights because the battery pack is so nice and thin, and there are more lights on these than the ones that you get at the Dollar Tree. So check out Olafus. Their pricing is very reasonable. I got a pack of 16, I believe, for $19.99. I think that's very reasonable. And just look how cool it looks. And here is one little last look before you see our final reveal. Thanks to Crafty Leanie and all of these YouTube creators. Please check out our playlist for more fantastic Halloween DIY ideas. Last but not least, this is a quickie. This is just taking a Dollar Tree book, and I'm going to be covering it again with another lovely image that I found on the internet of the Headless Horseman. And of course, as this is literary and what I call dark academia, what people call dark academia, of course I had to include a book craft. So this one is a very simple one. All you're going to do is just create a new cover for this book, The Headless Horseman, which is written by Washington Irving, and he also wrote Rip Van Winkle. Washington Irving? I think that's his name. Yeah, Washington Irving. And yes, I had to stop and check and make sure that I got the correct author. So here I am just finishing up using my little brayer and my squeegee from Plaid to make sure that I don't have wrinkles. But I ended up with wrinkles anyway, and it's okay, because you know what? When it's something that's vintage and when it's something for Halloween, it does not have to be perfect. The messier, the better, I think, especially for Halloween. And here I'm just aging the edges, so that's why I didn't cut it or burn it or rip it, because I knew I was going to do this to the edges anyway. So it's just to mess it up and make it more aged looking. However you want to do it. That's what I love about crafting, is you can put your own personal spin on any one of these ideas. So I hope you enjoyed this video for today, and let's take a final look of all the projects with the Sleepy Hollow theme. Thank you again for joining me on this voyage to Sleepy Hollow. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you stop by again and maybe even subscribe. I want to thank all of the creators and collaborators as part of this fantastic Halloween playlist. And as I always say, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure. Oh, and don't lose your head out there. See you again soon.